Yes, it's broken. Yes. Sad. No, here it is. It's pretty useless for making darts, but it's fun because it's like, whoa, here I am. I'm crazy. And yes, you start out with a bunch of weird nails that you find in some hardware store. These here nails have a weird pointed point to sort of screw themselves into wood, and they're quite useless for this purpose, but useless arrows is what we're making, so it's not a problem. You take these and you put them together, basically, like, god damn, they're heavy, and you start out with 3 or 4, and you add this weird, or not so weird, steel thread coming from the lakes in the deepest of Little Land, where the hobbits, yes, yeah, I don't know what the hobbits do, I'm not sure we can go into that, but you start to, you know, put this around here, and you will now see me do this, and while I do it, you are going to think that maybe you should have done something else today. Well, as you can see, I've already done it, and these arrows, I'm talking about nails here, have been put it one back, one to front. As you can see, there's just this ordinary straw here, coming from infamous funny thing. It's orange juice that you drink, and you get this little straw. Here's the straw. You don't want to waste too much money on useless arrows, so the straw is just put on this screw because they match perfectly well together, as you can see. I have then cut this in half. Here's a funny thing. Maybe you can see this. This is glue. Glue, as you're well acquainted with, is water soluble. Oh well, why should anyone use this? Well, it almost makes the dart better than a normal dart because it builds up a very soft plastic, weird. Here you can see it's the white. It hasn't really dried just yet, but if you're looking at another dart, you would see, god damn, this place is so messy. Have you heard about the football player? Here we go. To save, this is how it dries. And what you can see is that it builds up some small shape around, so that the dart, as it gets hit by other dart, doesn't break. And probably have lots of darts at home that is broke. This one I used some toothpick and lots and lots of glue. You can't almost see the glue, but yeah. And this type of glue will later protect as the second dart hits. They always hit each other right here and break. So glue should not be diminished, shouldn't be in any way rejected from darts. It should be brought into the dart world. People should sniff the glue. You should love the glue, make love to the glue, because it helps a lot, and as I said, being in love with my own voice, it doesn't break the dart. Now, what we have is a specialty. Here's another one, because you're using some sort of there's another straw and a homemade flight. Homemade flights are made by 9 by 9 centimeter paper that you fold like you did when you were a kid, some sort of flower. I dip this into paint because you don't want to touch all that thread, because it's made of lead. It's partially made of lead, and I put it on the stove. I'm not sure if anyone can see the small blobs that I use some special thread that melts together with the nails and the steel thread, so it should just sort of melt together. You put it on the stove, it's much better because then the entire dart gets warm. Should you hesitate and start using this, well, it's fun, so use whatever you want, but you're gonna burn the thread, and it won't stick to the steel thread or the other stuff. You should all study the art of not welding, but you know, everybody knows. Small Japanese women sit and do this for a lifetime, so that there are different cards. It's a very, very ugly arrow. You should shorten this part, and you should not use that much steel thread. But still, this is what happens when you use it. It just sticks like glue on number 18. I'm almost on a triple 18, so these here darts are very, very nice. And here's another one with a glue and the toothpick, and here it goes, nothing. Yeah, well, number 3 or 19. Let's say 19 for the sake of Phil Taylor, Michael Van Gerven, and everybody else who thinks they have some sort of monopoly on darts. Monopoly on darts can be quite tricky. So, I think by now you understood. Here's this thread. It can be bought for like, it melts. It's the melting thread used for, not for credit cards, but for electronic. And of course I can show you what happens with a weirdo stuff, burning, freakish. If I manage this now, welding and holding, I hold this, and I think maybe now I'll get seriously hurt. Check this out. I think this is gonna take